What up? What up? What's going down, good people? Listen, I am super excited about this episode. It's not too many times in your life when you get to sit in the presence of royalty. Y'all understand that here in a little bit. But welcome to the Sharks of Real Estate podcast. It is my honor and my pleasure to introduce you to somebody that is very important to the game. And you'll find out as we go through this conversation that she has so much knowledge that we need to just share it with you guys. Jamila Jones, thank you so much for coming on to the podcast. This is amazing.
I'm excited to be
here. This is amazing. You came in and lit up the room. I got to just tell you that. I appreciate it.
Well, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you know what? I love that you love the energy, but I also love that you are somebody who is out here making it happen and doing business and making deals happen. I got to figure out, how did you first get into the game? Like, because real estate is a calling, I think.
Real estate is a calling. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it is. I was trying to figure out where do I belong for the longest. I've always wanted to be in entrepreneurship. I wanted to have something to call my own, but I never knew what that was.
Yeah.
So I dipped into makeup. I dipped into insurance. And I said, this isn't it.
Right.
I love, corporate America. I was doing really good in my job, but I still wanted something that was me, my brand.
Exactly.
Where I can be myself, where I can be a problem solver. I can love on people, be a big sister to someone. And everyone was telling me, just try real estate. I'm like, no, I don't know if I want to do real estate. And I said, you know what? Why not?
Yeah.
What do I have to lose?
Let's just see.
So took the test and I started and I've been in love ever since.
Yeah.
I finally found my calling.
I love it. I think that I most definitely think that it's a calling. I think it's a process that we go through to say, it's not me. And then all of a sudden it's that one thing that says, all right, let me just try it out, whether it's a friend or it's family or you see a chick and you like, I need one of those, right? So I think that it's really important that we at least stick our feet in. Yeah. So when you came in, were you part-time? Did you just jump full-time or how was it?
Part-time. So the good thing about my job is that I'm actually still working.
Got you. I love that. We're going to talk about that.
Yes,
Yeah.
I still work, but my job is so flexible with the hours. I manage a group of a team.
Okay.
So they take care of it and I'm pretty much just managing. So I don't have to be behind a desk from 9 to 5.
Got
I can
you.
check in at 7 a.m., come back and check that evening and make my schedule work with real estate.
I love that. I love that. I think that it's really important because I know we've had a lot of full-time real estate agents on here. So this is the first time that we've had somebody who is still working and is doing real estate. But let's just say this, your job is a little bit different to where you can kind of do those things because as we know, we just talked about, you got a show in at 3:00 today.
I know. Out of nowhere.
Right? So things change and it's fluid with real estate. So sometimes when we tell people, hey, you may not be able to work, it's not because we don't think that you should, because obviously you're working, but it's because to be successful in real estate, we have to be accessible.
You have to. You have to give it your all. And that is what it is.
Yeah.
You have to be willing more than anything.
Right. So, and I love the fact, one, you already said that you have a pretty fluid job. You can move around. You can do your thing. So how important is it to have that job and still be in real estate, but still be able to involve Isaiah and Kennedy in it? And you can give them time. And by the way, Isaiah and Kennedy, those are her two children.
My babies.
She loves them. Her babies, right? Let's just say that. So Isaiah is 2 years old. Kennedy is 6 months.
6 months.
They take up a lot of time.
They do.
So how do you manage that? Because you like Superwoman now. Come on.
First of all, let's talk about God. God.
Yeah. Hello.
God.
Thank you.
He literally makes it work. And then I have a very supportive husband.
Yeah. Curtis. Hold on. I was going to say his name before she. Curtis. Shout out to you, Curtis. I appreciate you. I'm going to just tell you that because I got a supportive wife at home. So Curtis, turn up. We out here.
Like it.
Yeah, it's
nothing like a supportive system. And so Curtis, he literally says, you know what? I see the passion.
Yeah.
You have goals. Go get it.
Yeah.
And he does that for me.
I love that.
Don't get me wrong. They in daycare.
Yeah. I'm a strong component of daycare. Let me say that. Everybody should be in daycare. The social experience is something that they all need.
They need it.
Hello.
They need it. So they're in daycare. But even in the evening, if I say, hey, Curtis, I got to run. I got to do a home inspection or I got to, check on the home. You got the kids for a couple hours. He's like, I got you. Because he knows what we're trying to build together for our children. So with me having a job, that job is that foundation for us, whether it's financially or that stability until, real estate, which I trust and believe is going to continue to kick off and go higher. So that job is that foundation for us. But we support each other with our endeavors so that we can have those goals and be able to provide and give our children whatever they want.
Exactly. And I always tell my wife, and we are a strong component. We have a lot of friends and we do relationship therapy with our friends and the whole 9 yards. But I love to tell her, teamwork makes the dream work.
True.
If we not in this together, it ain't gonna go nowhere.
It's not gonna go.
Right?
You have to be on one page.
Yeah. And I tell people the bag could be sitting right there, but if you don't have nobody to at least help push you to get to the bag, you ain't gonna get it. It's the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
That's real.
Somebody got to help you get the push to go up first.
Absolutely.
Though. So I love that. So Curtis, big shout out to you. I appreciate you, man.
To you, Curtis.
You know, it's hard to deal with some of these AKAs sometimes.
But I was told not to lie, and it's the truth.
so with that, I know I just mentioned that the AKA, I love the pearls, I love, the pink and green, I love it, right? So shout out, what's 1908? Is it
Alpha Kappa Alpha 1908?
Hello, 19. You didn't know I knew that. Come on now,
1908.
How important was that culture of being Greek and then coming into your own as you move forward through college and then family wise and now entrepreneurship? How important was that foundation for you now? When you look back?
It's important because I still have that foundation, and I'm still very active with my sorority.
It's a sisterhood
forever.
It is,
and it's a forever bond. Some of my, line sisters have become some really good best friends, supportive with my business, my marriage, our children. So having that foundation and that sisterhood and networking in different other chapters, the community has definitely helped me, grow stronger in real estate. I have one of my sorority sisters who's like a mentor for me, and she's a realtor.
Oh, I love it.
And her and I piggyback on each other. And then, of course, some of my alumnus from Jackson State University.
Hello, the with 3 E's.
The Jackson State University.
Hello.
They're here too. And, they support me as far as real estate, send me contacts and leads. So I really appreciate that.
I love it. So when you think about your business, do you think you are more referral based? Because I love when we talk about this conversation. Me personally, I'm more referral based. I usually get 3 to 4 leads from a closing, right? So if I close one contact, 3 or 4 leads come within 6 to 8 months from that. And KPIs, people, look up your KPIs. I believe in those so that you'll know where your money is coming from, which is why I do a lot of social media. My KPIs say that I get a lot of referrals. How is your business?
Social media, honestly.
I love it.
Most of it is social media. I've had some referrals, don't get me wrong, from my previous clients, but most of it is from my marketing and my consistency on social media.
Yeah. Talk to these agents because I think it's important for them to find out where their money is coming from. How did you figure out that social media was going to be your pot of gold?
Well, when I did the numbers, and I do a lot of sponsored ads as well.
Okay.
And so when I speak with my clients, of course I ask, how do you find out about me?
Yeah.
And they'll give me a range. Well, I saw you here and I heard about you here, but when they reel in, but I looked you up on social media, and that's what made me make up my mind. I use that, and I use that in my data, and I say, and it keeps me to be successful and consistent with social media marketing. So I have a layout of how many times I post on social media, how many days, and when do I take a break, when do I fall back. So I literally have a calendar for myself.
Are you using that Planoly?
No. I don't. It's just a little calendar that I've created. For
okay, that's cool right there.
You're talking about.
Yeah. So I currently, right now, use a map, and it's on this app, and it lays out every day of the week, and it tells me if I have a post coming out.
Yeah.
It tells me, and then what I do is I give that to my social media team that just so happens to be the Houston Pod. And they use that to put out content like we're doing right now. Ray, he's behind the camera right now, but he can tell people, we're gonna do a podcast together, right? We're gonna talk about this. But he gets on there, he's like, hey, we got a social media calendar for X, Y, and Z day. You got this coming out, and I know what my schedule looks like for a month, right? So I like it that way. And you are super involved in what you do on social media. So I love what you do, by the way. I think it's important too. Let me just point this out. Okay. I think it's really important that you involve your family in your social media. I think that those are pressure points.
Yeah.
And I think the entrepreneurs need to understand that. So can you kind of talk about how much of your family you want to give out and how much you don't and how it helps you with your business?
Well, I mean, my family, that's my life.
I love it.
I mean, that's my life.
Yeah.
So either you're going to have to accept me with my family,
Right.
you know? Of course, I don't take my family with me on showings and things of that nature, but I want to say 80% of my clients have met my family.
I love
my
it.
husband, especially Isaiah. Now Kennedy's a newborn, so haven't met her yet.
Mm-hmm.
But matter of fact, last year back in Mississippi, one of my clients had a big old party for their child. My family came with me. As a matter of fact, my mom was in town, and I brought my mom.
Gotcha.
It's just this is my family, and it's so important to me. So everyone who I work with knows what I have.
Right. And I think I love that aspect because so many people look at real estate and they say it's a sexy business, right? Like everybody has to be perfect.
Yeah.
You have to have this sex appeal about you. But having a family and being grounded in faith, family, and love is just as important when it comes to real estate.
Absolutely.
And that leads me into saying you can do real estate how you want to do real estate. I'm not going to knock the people that do it on the sexy side. I do it on just being a big personality. I'm loud. Everybody knows me when I walk into the room. I like to research things. That's my thing, and I know the information. Having a family base is really important. So I think that's important to know that you do it that way.
You have to be yourself, because I'm going to be honest with you. I almost fell into that trap of being something in real estate that I wasn't. And I realized this is not going to work for me.
Come on, talk to him
I
now.
have to know who I am before I start networking with clients, because they need to see me. And eventually, if I become someone who I'm not, the real me is going to show anyway.
And when you did that, all of a sudden your business took off.
When I did that, my business took off. When
Come
I was
on
just
now.
me. This is who I am.
Come on, Jamila. I feel like I'm in church right now. You talking
We
to
in
me. You
real
talking
estate
to
church.
me. I know. Hello, talk. Come on now. I love it. I love it. So I heard you say something really important, and I thought about it. You said you were in Mississippi. I gotta find out. Now I know you went to Jackson State. Come on now. So you were in Mississippi. Do you by chance do real estate over there?
I do.
Hold on, so you got a license in Houston and over there?
do.
Come on now, dear.
Why not?
Hey, clap it up. This the first agent we got in here that's dual license. That's really important.
Yeah.
I think that. Are you from Mississippi?
No, I'm from Chicago.
Oh Lord,
And I
have
moved,
mercy.
I moved to Mississippi I wanted to go to a historical Black college.
I was about to say, now how you get from Chicago to Windy City?
Now y'all know everybody from Mississippi got your family in Chicago.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, come on now. So with being dual licensed, then here, Texas, and then in Mississippi, how important is that? And can you actually make an impact? Do you make money over there? How is it? Look, I ain't trying to be in your pockets, but
Can I be real? I'm good. I'm blessed.
Okay.
I'm good. As far as financially, everything is not perfect, but we have been really blessed, and me being a dual agent has definitely helped us, reaching our goal.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I can't get back to every single closing, but what I have my broker do, we FaceTime so that I can be there with my client.
I love it.
Or, even if I can't go to a showing that they want to go to, I tell my broker, FaceTime me, because I want to be involved.
Exactly.
Now, I want my clients to know I'm at a distance, but I'm still here.
I'm still here.
Still
and
here.
I think that what you just pointed out is amazing because technology has brought us so far.
Yeah.
I mean, during COVID, as you know, they weren't letting agents go to closings.
No.
It was just the person who was going to be signing. I was on FaceTime. I couldn't take post-closing pictures, so I was drawing stick figures and putting them online, saying AT sold it, AT closing. I'm here with you. I was sending champagne via Postmates. You can send champagne to them.
idea, yeah.
I think it's important that realtors realize that you can use different tools when it comes to technology. It's here. It's our friend.
Exactly.
Right? So, and I see that you use a lot of technology. So has that changed your business, being able to be a dual agent, being able to use technology, FaceTime, talking to your broker? That's changed your business for the better, right?
It has, because people talk and it gets out. People see social media and they see that I'm still yet involved.
Gotcha.
And my clients, they're impressed by that.
I love it.
Because yes, I'm at a distance, but I'm still here. I'm still the one that's negotiating. I'm talking to the other agent. Don't worry about it. I got you.
I like it.
In Houston, and that makes my client feel so good and so secure. And I would never forget, I did a testimonial. One of my clients did a testimonial for me, and she said, Jamila was so detailed. I felt like I can sell real estate.
Ooh, come on now.
That I said, yes, that made me feel so good and encouraged me to keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. So I always talk to people, right? And in the book coming out, won't release the title, but book coming out next year.
Can't wait.
We will talk about finding a niche within a niche, right? So you're in real estate. Once you get in real estate, what's going to separate you from people and other real estate agents? Is 35,000 real estate agents in Houston. What's going to separate you? I know one of the biggest things that separate you is the love of coffee. Y'all didn't think I was going to say that, huh? The love of coffee has separated you, and it has given your clients a different way to connect. I think that is super important. So how did that even come about? What you like? I know you don't like decaf. So what's in the cup today? Is it hazelnut?
This is a white chocolate mocha with an extra shot of espresso.
Come on, white chocolate mocha, an extra shot of espresso and all that stuff. Man, goodness gracious, I love it. I got to know where this started.
Grad school. Okay, so let's go back to grad school right quick. When I was in grad school, I was tired. I had a little puppy. I couldn't do it. I had to sell her to my best friend. I'm so sorry
I'm sorry, puppy. I'm sorry.
I just couldn't do it. It's not for me. So coffee got me through grad school. And then I remember studying for the real estate test. I would drink coffee and I was just like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. I was on the go.
Yeah.
I took the real estate test like at 8 in the morning. I was the first one there, and I was up studying until like 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
I was so tired. I got my coffee. I had an extra shot of espresso, and I was out of there. And all the time, I'm always known to carry cute coffee mugs. I would go into my AKA meetings with a cute little coffee mug. I would go into my Jackson State meetings with a coffee mug. And I'm like, you know what? This is... I'm always getting people would joke with me. Where's your coffee at, Jamila? Let me see your mug today, Jamila. So I would carry my mug with me everywhere I go. And when I go to showings, I got my coffee mug.
I got my coffee mug.
Yeah, it's just...
I think it's important that we talk to some of these agents about don't just be like everybody else, right? So me, I wear Gangsta Realtor shirts. When you see me, people literally say hi by saying AT sold it, and I say AT closed it. We out here.
I love it.
Something has to be different because there are literally 35,000 real estate agents in Houston.
Yes.
People can choose either one that they want. If you don't work your business won't work. Exactly. So I think it's really important that you have found a niche within inside a niche, right?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I gotta give me some coffee. You got me wanting coffee now.
Every time you see Jamila, you're going to see a coffee mug.
And today she got the pink cup with the J on it, with the pearls at the bottom. Come on, coffee cup. Come on, coffee cup. I love it. I love it. Listen, so I want to talk to you as we sip our coffee. I want to talk to you about where the market is right now.
Okay.
I think there have been a lot of agents that have been nervous in the last 4 or 5 months because of the pandemic, because of the election, as we know. How do you feel about the current real estate market?
I'm still yet proud of the market.
Yeah.
We have honestly, for me, it's been a seller's market. I've had a lot of buyers, and I would tell my buyers, if you're in a position to get pre-approved and you have you're pre-approved and you're ready, don't slow poke.
Exactly.
We have so many sellers who are able to make have a listing and don't have to negotiate,
right? Because
they have so many buyers.
It's multiple offers on everything.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
And there is a house on the market today that I'm going to go to at 3:00, and it just got on the market today. I had to squeeze for 3:00.
Exactly.
That's what I'm telling my clients. All right, if you see a home, I'm not telling you to rush. Let's do our pros and cons. Let's weigh it out. Can we make some changes? Are these a deal breaker? Let's go ahead and move forward with this offer. Because these offers are very competitive. So I also talk to my sellers. If you really want to sell this home before the holidays, let's do that.
List to sell.
This is your time to list your house.
Right. I think that brings me to a really great point that people have been having a debate on my social media about this. Corey Shear pointed this out, and I love that you did. Have your and we're talking to real estate agents right now and people that are looking that aren't real estate agents. Have your buyers pre-qualified before they start looking at houses, because what if you look at a house today and it's gone tomorrow and you didn't have a pre-qualification?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I tell people all the time, get pre-qualified before you look at houses. And I think that we really need to talk to the first-time real estate agent who is really anxious about getting that first deal done. Please tell these people.
I've been there. I've been there. When I first started, I was so excited to just show a home.
Yeah.
I just want to show a home. Hey, social media, I'm out here showing my first house.
Yeah.
And I showed a lady a home and she wasn't pre-approved.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I'll get you pre-approved. The house that we saw was about $150,000 more than what she can get qualified for. Who was upset? She was, but who was she upset at? Me.
You.
You know, and that was my lesson learned. So I'm sorry, if you're not pre-approved, pre-qualified, I cannot take you to show a home. I need to know what we're working with, so you won't be disappointed.
Right.
I don't want my clients disappointed, so I want to make sure I'm showing you a home that is good for you.
Yeah, and it's not even, let me point out, it's not even that I'm wasting my time. I have 21 agents that I can give you to and let them show you.
Yeah.
But I don't want to waste yours. And you don't need to be looking at 300,000 if you can only get 210.
That's real though. That's real. I don't want you disappointed.
Or don't price yourself out, because if you can afford 300 and we have good interest rates right now and great programs and you can get the note that you want and you only looking at 250, then that would be your fault too.
Exactly. So it's only fair.
It really is. It really is. I love that. So with where the current market is right now, do you, and I tell agents this, and we talking to agents still, do you try to structure it to where, okay, I want to write 4 contracts this month, or are you focused on what you're closing? Because me personally, like I say, me and Derek, my really good business partner, he owns a brokerage that I'm a part of, Next Home Lead Advisors. We say focus on writing contracts. If you can focus on writing contracts, and I have a goal, I try to write 3 a month. This month I wrote 5.
Awesome.
Right now, those 5 aren't all closing next month because I do a lot of new construction. Do you focus on writing contracts, or are you focusing on closing the deals?
Well, let's see. I hate to say both, but it's honestly both.
Yeah.
I do have a goal for both.
Gotcha.
You know, but my goal for writing contracts are higher than my goal for actually closing. But I actually focus on when I say writing contracts, I say pre-approvals.
Okay.
So how many clients can I get pre-approved for this month?
Ooh, I might change my goal because I got 5 pre-approvals right now. But you know, and this is just a fluid conversation. This is not scripted, so y'all know. The reason that is hard for me, and I'm about to get some advice from you now. Come on, okay. So the reason that it's hard for me to focus on pre-approvals is that, one, I do a lot of new construction deals.
Okay.
So a lot of my clientele is always focused on new construction. But as you know, lumber prices have changed, so people are like, these price increases are pricing a lot of people out. So it's hard for me to focus on the pre-approvals when I'm like, okay, I got you pre-approved, but now we got to try to find you a house.
Okay.
That's the hard part for me. Come on now, counsel me. I need some help.
So since we just talked about how this is not scripted, so I only really worked with a lot of resale homes.
Okay.
Haven't tapped into a lot of new construction yet, to be honest with you. So when I work with my clients, especially for those first-time buyers, you know, I speak with them. I have a plan, strategic plan with them, and to see where they are with their credit score, what they can, you know, afford, their banking, all of that good stuff. I speak with them about that, and so that's how I gauge how many I can get pre-approved for either that month or that following month. Okay, you know. So, but I may need to get some advice from you on how to tap into new construction. Yeah, that's my goal for 2021.
So, new construction for me, I'm gonna tell you, and again, this podcast is built for the buyer, the seller, and also the real estate agent. I think that has been a lost art in teaching people how to actually be real estate agents, giving them advice. So, what I will say from the new construction side is that I love new construction because it's the easiest for the real estate agent.
Here,
right? But it's easier to sell to your client because you're preaching to them 10-year roof warranty, 10-year foundation warranty, 2-year plumbing, and 1-year cosmetic. Once they hear that, they like, I need a new, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get a crib that nobody has ever lived in. I'm gonna get all these warranties on top of that. And then plus they always offer closing incentives. It's only a few builders that don't offer closing incentives. Now, the big thing I like about new construction is the BTSAs. Yeah. Right. So I wrote 2 new construction deals this month. No, not this month. Last month. Okay. Right. $5,000 BTSA on both of them. That's an extra $10,000.
Extra.
That your broker don't get.
That's why I'm trying to get into that.
Right. So, you know, that's my little spill on new construction. But I like new construction. But I like pre-existing, the only thing I'm getting hung up on, I gotta get your advice on this, is a lot of these appraisals are coming back so low. Have you seen a difference in what appraisals are looking like right now?
I've noticed that, and I would say I've noticed that more in Mississippi with my Mississippi clients, and I've noticed that here. Number one, a lot of the appraisals are taking a lot longer to come back. And from when talking to different lenders, these appraisals that I've worked with back in Jackson are so stretched right now.
Gotcha.
But they're also coming back a lot lower, even about 10 or 15,000 lower, than what we've written the offer for, which has caused us to go back and do a lot of negotiation, with our sellers. So I've noticed a big change in appraisals, but since COVID, actually, since these past few months, it has not been the same.
It has not been the same. I mean, and I see it a lot. And obviously, we have to get appraisals on new construction as well. But the thing I like about appraisals on new construction is usually they're going off what that builder has sold in that area or other new construction homes. You don't have to really dip into the pre-existing homes. So it's a little bit easier. And then plus with new construction, the builder is not going to say, we busting out this deal because we didn't meet appraisal. No, that's your fault because you priced it there. But we know on the pre-existing side, a lot of pre-existing homes have to be priced a certain way because that's how the seller wants to price it, right? So do you run into that problem, like with these sellers being like, I know what your CMA said, but this where I want to be?
Yes, I've run into that. And matter of fact, even having a listing, one of my sellers wanted to price her home at a specific area, and she's back in Mississippi. And that's my girl.
That's how we love y'all, but
I'm gonna tell the story, sis. So she wanted to price it at a certain area, but it was my job as her friend, as her realtor. I have the knowledge. Trust me on this. I talked to her about, what homes we're going for in different areas. And, I also spoke with her about, the updates that she's had on her home and some work that needed to be done. So she can understand this is probably the best, that you should list your house on. Now, granted, we ended up getting multiple offers on that home. However, it was very, very fairly priced, you know. So it's really about, when I'm talking to my sellers, getting them to understand, trust me, I'm your friend, I'm your realtor, I've done my research, and I'm going to also provide you with the facts. And that's why a lot of realtors should go in when listing appointments, have your stuff ready.
Exactly.
Don't go in, like, okay, so what you want me to do? No, make sure you come prepared. So when you getting thrown those questions, because I've made that mistake by coming in not prepared, and it's like, okay, well, let me get back with you. No, I want to make sure I do my research first so that you can know why you're choosing me to list your home and why you can trust me.
Exactly. So, and man, you dropping some gems right now. You dropping pearls now. Come on now. I want to deep dive a little bit into that listing presentation part of the business, because I think that that's a lost art, right? Because a lot of these agents are getting houses from family and friends, and they don't really have to say, hey, I want to fight for your business. This is why I want to fight for your business. This is how I list my homes. This is what I think your house should list for. They don't even have to show up a lot of the time to see the home, right? But I think that agents need to understand that that's an important part of the business. And when I show up to a listing presentation, which I just did one and got the listing 2 days ago, I come prepared with a CMA. Let me show you what everything looks like around your area with the same comps, bedrooms, bathrooms, square foot, lot size. I know my information. The average sell time is this, right? Do you go in and can you tell these people that I think is important? And if you don't, I want to know your opinion too.
Well, it's very important and it's very professional, even more so to me with family and friends. Because I don't want you to think that I'm cutting corners with you. So I'm going to treat you like I treat the lady that I met off of Facebook. Because at a time when I first got started, I didn't come in prepared. I was the one that came in like, hey, I'm here. Okay, so maybe we can price it at this. I think it'll sell here.
There you go.
And they're trusting me, but I flopped. So that's why I've decided after that, no more, before you even choose me, I'm going to come as if I've been chosen, and I'm going to make sure I have everything in the row, all my ducks in a row. And of course, if I don't know the answer, I'm going to be honest. I don't know. And I'll give me a moment and I'll make sure I get back with you with that answer.
Come on now. So if y'all listening, just know from Texas to Mississippi, She know her stuff. She know her stuff. I'm telling y'all, if you don't talk about her comps because they gonna be right. I'm telling y'all right now. So it's a lot of people in this business that get into real estate, whether it's the part-time realtor or the full-time realtor or the stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home dad, persons, transitioning from military, other jobs. It's a lot of them that get in and say, I'm just going to pray on this and I hope that God just guide me where I need to go, but it ain't no steps behind it.
How nice.
I like to talk about this because I am a believer in God. I walk in faith, but I think the important part about that is that I walk.
Yes.
Right. And there's a lot of people out here not even, God, they praying, but they not doing the work to get there. So can you talk about that? Because I know we have a kindred spirit and we kind of talked about it. I think that it's important to have work with prayer. How you feel about that?
I agree 100%. I'm a praying woman and I trust God, but I've also put the work in and I'm continuing to put the work in. I wake up every morning and I'm speaking affirmations over my life.
Hello.
And I speak victory and positivity over myself. But that doesn't mean I'm laying in the bed and watching TV all day.
Come on now.
That also means that I'm reaching out to people in my database.
Yeah.
I'm following up with the old leads. I'm following up with people on social media. I'm posting on social media.
Taking time to do the Sharks of Real Estate podcast.
Exactly. That too. That's a part of my marketing.
Yeah.
And then doing videos. And if nothing comes from it today, guess what I say? Okay, Lord, I'm trusting you for tomorrow. I'm putting this work in, God. I know you're going to come through somewhere.
Yeah.
He always does.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, when I just had a closing and about a week ago, and I'm like, all right, I don't got nothing else going on in Mississippi right now. Like, all right, Lord, come on through. When I tell my friend all the time, it's like when one door closes, another one just shoots open out of nowhere.
Man.
And another one came open for me out of nowhere in Mississippi. Someone I've never talked to, she just inboxed me on Facebook and said, hey, can you send me to a lender? I'm ready to get pre-approved.
I love it.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's how God works when you put that work in.
And you have a presence there that is active,
Yes.
right? So then God has a gateway to send it to you, right? I think that's the big thing, man. I'm telling people, I have a friend right now. I love them to death. They want to get into real estate, but they like, I'm just waiting on God to give me a sign to take this test.
What? Okay.
The sign is that you just told me you wanted to get into real estate. Now pray on it, think on it, and make it happen. That's one of my hashtags. And I tell people that all the time. If you're not praying on it, think on it for a little bit, but then make the steps to make it happen. You really not going to get to where you need to be. So I think that's super important. And I'm glad that we got to have that conversation.
Yeah, you have to walk in faith and as and making those actions to actually do what God has called you to do.
Yeah, that's outstanding. Jamila, I want the people to know how they can find you, where they can look you up, Facebook, Instagram, all your social medias, because her social media be popping. I'm trying to get a feature on there or something. You know what I'm saying? How can they look you up?
Okay, so on Facebook, it's just Jamila Jones Realtor.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's it.
Simple. Jamila Jones Realtor.
Yeah.
On Instagram, it is Realtor Jamila Jones.
Yeah.
That's it. And my hashtag is Close Your Home with Jamila Jones.
Hold up.
you
Close
type
your
that
home
in,
with
that's your
Jamila
girl.
Jones.
That's it.
I can make a whole video out of that right there.
I'm also working on my YouTube now.
Okay.
So it's posted, but that goes back to faith.
Yes.
My YouTube is not perfect, but I heard from God, just go.
Hell, you sound like me because the Houston part is working on my YouTube right now. Yeah,
It's out there. So
Yes.
because it's out there, it's forcing me
Right.
to make it happen.
And you can monetize these things to help your business also. And I know usually I jump into this whole thing, but I forgot to ask you one very important question.
Yeah.
It's the most important question I ask people when I don't get nervous.
I'm nervous.
It's the most important question. Look, and we not gonna edit that because I said all that wrong. It's the most important question I ask people. So for me, let me give you a little background. I basically fought for everything I got. It wasn't nobody that said, AT, here's this real estate license. Here is your first client. Here is how you going to close this. There wasn't none of that. So I fought for everything that I got. And I have a strong why that nobody can ever take away. It has been with me my entire life, right? It cannot be changed. It cannot be shaked. It cannot be moved because I am strongly grounded in my why.
I love it.
Right? So I like to ask people, what's your why?
My why is to be able to never have to say, wait till next Friday.
Come on now.
That is my why. I've heard it all my life. I've heard my mom. My mom is a That's my girl.
Mama, we love you.
Don't make me
I
cry.
love you,
That's
Mama.
my
P.O.P.
girl.
Hold it down.
But I've heard those words. I can't. Wait till next Friday. Okay, let me see what I can do.
Right.
I never want to say that.
Gotcha.
Never want to tell my babies that the only reason they're going to ever hear no from me is if I just don't want to do it.
Hello.
Not because I can't.
Yeah.
That's my why. I never want to say wait till next Friday.
I love it. Now, with that being said, Jamila, I just want to tell you thank you for coming on. You took a chance on the Sharks of Real Estate and on Avery.
I believe in you. I believe in
Come
this.
on now.
I do.
Give me them words of affirmation.
It's true. I saw how recent, how new you were.
Yeah.
And why not? You know, I'm proud of this. I love to see young African Americans and young people, period just going.
Right.
And I love that. I love
appreciate
it. So
that.
I definitely was excited to come.
Thank you so much. This has been a great episode of Sharks of Real Estate with Miss Jamila Jones, the amazing and incomparable Jamila Jones. You know, you can find your boy AT_AT. Close it. If you can't find it that way, type it in Google. You can look me up. This is another episode of Sharks of Real Estate. Turn up. We out here. Bow.